In this video, we will talk about some more example about mathematical expression. A lot of time in the programming, we need to do some calculation. Then we will talk about the type testing. The first thing, let's talk about mathematical expression. In the previous lecture, we talked about we have many different operators for the mathematical operation. For example, plus mean, add, asterisk mean, multiplication, slash mean, divide, and we also have the percentage mean, the modulus. That means find the remainder. So that's all the mathematical expression. So sometimes when we have mathematical expression, actually we also follow the order operation when we talk about in the algebra. Remember in algebra, multiplication and the divide have higher priority than add and subtraction. So that's why you see here, 5 plus 2 times 4. We know we need to do 2 times 4 first, then become 8, then we plus 5. So those operators we talked about from last week. So here we want to give you more example in the mathematical expression. So one thing is, remember, they also follow the order operation. So we have multiplication, division, and the modulus. These three, they have higher priority than the plus sign and the minus sign. For example, you see this one. Actually, modulus, just like you do the divide, but we're using the remainder. So this one we should do first. So 17 divided by 2, the remainder is 1. So then 4 plus 1 minus 1, so the answer is 4. So besides those operators follow the order operation, and also remember our order operation also including the parentheses. So that's why here we show you. You see, for example, if we have the area, we're using 2 times pi times radius. So then your parenthesis is 2 times length plus width. So that's why you see here, our order operation, so then multiplication. But here we need to do the addition first. So that's why we need to put the addition in the parentheses. So that's why we can find the length and the width. The sum of the length and width first, then we multiply by 2. So that's the other thing about order operation. Not only multiplication, division, they have higher priority than the plus sign. And also we can using the parentheses to elevate the priority in the plus sign. So here we show you with those arithmetic operator, we can create complicated expression using multiple mathematical operators. So those operations can work on to make the expression. The value can be the literal, can be a variable. You see here the literal means 2 is literal. Variable can be radius, and the L and W represent for the length and width. Or you see you have the mathematical constant. So here the constant actually is the pi, and we assign the value. Remember last week we talked about if we have the constant variable, usually we make then is the uppercase. So that's why we can guess this pi actually is a constant variable. So that's a mathematical expression. So besides, you can do the multiplication, division, or modulus. That we show you the example. And also, even I didn't go over all the example here. I want you to pause the video to make sure you evaluate the result is the same. So you understand the order operation in the programming language. So that's why you see here we told you you can associate with multiple operators. So we do the associate from the right to left. So that means here you see you will do the, so here we should change when you have the binary operator, they associate on the right and the left. Yeah, we should say like that. Binary actually they have two operands, so then they should work associate right and left, but actually they start from left to the right. So parentheses can be override the order operation. So the same thing, this example I won't show you one by one. So I want you to evaluate each expression and check the value is correct. If any one you got it wrong, so write it down. We can talk about that during our Zoom meeting to see if you have any question. So actually the order operation you learn from algebra, we have the exponent, right? Okay, so here actually you can see there is no exponent operator in the C++. So instead here, actually I want to show you the exponent. So the exponent actually is a function. It's not an operator. So this one we call the power function. So this power function is, they were using the two parameters. So the first one is base. The second one is the exponent. For example, when you have a square area, the square area equal to the side square. So then here you see, you can either do s times s, but the other one is we want to talk about the exponent function in C++. So this one later we will talk about more about the mathematical function. So power is one we use. So you can see here is x to the square. So that's why here after you understand the power function, right? So the next example, the same thing. I won't give you everything, but here I just want to show you, can you write each expression in C++ expression for the following algebraic expression? So how should we write a equal to 12 times x? Remember, in algebra we write 12x, but this one actually is not in C++. So that's why here, for example, this one in C++, I put it in the parentheses. Okay, so this one actually should be 12 times x. So that's what I mean, the example for your C++ expression. Okay, so can you write this? For each one you need to try. So pause the video. I want you to see, you try to write every one. So I hope you try all the example and verify the result. So the next one we want to talk about the type conversion. Remember last week when we asked you to do the average, then we told you if you have five integer divided by 5, so then if integer divided by integer, their data type still integer. But if integer divided by double, then the data type will be double. So this one actually is kind of the type conversion. So let's talk about what is the type conversion. Because a lot of time when we do some operation, they are performed between the operands of the same data type. For example, when we say you have 5 divided by 3. Yeah, actually 5 divided by 3 in C++ equal to what? Actually, it's not equal to 1.66. Actually, it's equal to 1. The reason is you have the integer divided by integer. So afterward, the data type still integer. Okay, so that's what we mean. We need to talk about the data type. So then, that's we say if you have the same data type, so then they will return the value still are the same data type. But if they are not the same data type for the operand you work on, so C++ always convert one to be the type of the other. Okay, so on the other hand, this one mean what? This one mean if you have 5 divided by 3.0, So then this one actually will become 1.66666. So this one is, we say, because they are different data type, so then because you have the int divided by double, so then we will promote them to be double. So this one we say they will convert one to another type. So this one is we call the type conversion. So how they will do the type conversion is actually depends on the data type. So we have the hierarchy for the data type. You see actually from here is from the low to high. You have integer, you have unsigned integer, you have long, you have unsigned long, floating number, double data type, long double. So the low to high, actually when you have lower data type associated with higher data type, like earlier our example, we have int divided by double. So then they will promote the lower data type to the higher data type. So that's why here you see your int divided by double, they will become the double data type. Because from the low to high, they always promote to the higher one. So that's we say we will convert to the higher type, automatically convert operand to another data type. And usually when they do the operation, they will automatically convert to a higher type. So that's why we say that's coercion rules. If you have the lower data type, like the card, short, unsigned short, automatically promote to int. So then when they have two different data type, the lower one is always promote to the higher one. So if you use the equal sign operator, remember in C++, we always assign the right value to the left value. So that's why the type of expression on the right will be converted to the type of the left. For example, you see here, we have the 3 integer. Okay, so now here you have 3 integer A1 plus A2 plus A3, right? Okay, so here they need to assign to the double data type. But here you will see I only have the int. So in order to make this whole calculation become the double, we need to divide by 3.0. So if you don't divide by 3.0, you only divide by 3, actually the calculation, they will losing the decimal part, even you assign to the double value. So sometimes we will promote data type automatically. But sometimes if we want to force one data type become the other data type, we call that the type casting. So for example, you see when you have the lowest to highest, right, you can try to promote your lowered to the higher one, or try to demote. So how to do the data casting? Actually, we see this one. Okay, so for example, that's the C style casting. If you have a CH, the CH we already defined they are the character data type. Okay, but then we want to convert to the integer. So that's why here you can do a parenthesis. So how we will do the casting? You're just using a parenthesis, the data type we want to promote. So then we will cast this card data type to the int data type. Okay. So this way you can do this way using the parenthesis, then followed by the operator. Or we have another operator in C++. So then you can using, for example, you see we have the character, we define variable name is ch. So we assign is the capital C. So then when we see out, right? So then we will see out print this one is the C, capital C when we display in the output. But then I want to convert this value from the character to the int data type to display. So then you can do the static underscore cast. So this one, then you have angle bracket with the data type. Okay, so that's the type casting.